Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me for another office hours training. I'm Crystal L. Gunn, your financial strategist and small business advisor. Part of my job as that strategist is to help you have some aha moments, some self-discovery moments, and helping you see what no longer serves you so that you can release them and put other things in place to help you soar. All that helps with the breakthroughs. That's where you start to shift. That's where the magic happens, being in your personal finances or your overall business. Today, let's talk credit again. I have given information on credit basics and how to start to clean up your credit. Go back and watch those episodes. Now, there's a lot going on in the world economy, and more changes are coming. A lot is happening on the back end already, even though you may not see it. We don't know the date and timing of any additional changes, but they are coming, and the changes really are designed to work in your favor. It's been said that it will get worse before it gets better, and it has gotten worse, and still is with all of the increase for just about everything in prices, the increase in interest rates, and that list goes on. But I want to ask you a question. What would you do if all your debt was wiped clear? Mortgage debt erased, credit card debt erased, student loan debt erased, auto loan debt erased, all debt gone, and you get to start over. What would you do differently with that clean slate? How would you choose and use your credit differently going forward? Will you max out your credit cards again? Will you go buy another car, keeping the same one that you already have, but now having a new car and a new car note? Will you learn how to use your credit effectively? What would you do? Just think about it. Seriously. I want to talk about using credit effectively today with whatever your current credit situation is. There is a list. Of course, you know me, I always have a list. So I'm going to talk about 3 ways today, and we'll go more in depth in upcoming trainings. So how to use your credit effectively for maintaining financial health and building great credit. As you implement these practices, you start to redefine your financial credit relationship and ultimately redefine your entire financial relationship. So number 1, pay on time. Always pay your credit bills and any other credit obligations on time. Remember, payment history makes up 35% of your credit score. Late payments negatively affect your score. The negative impact happens when the event happens. And an event could be a missed payment, a 30-day late, even a slow pay, which is when you don't pay by the due date, but you're not 30 days late. One way you don't miss payments is to set up automatic payments through the bill pay system with your bank account. So you're not sending the payment. So you are sending the payment automatically from your bank account to the creditor to pay the payment, not allowing the creditor to come in and pull from your bank account. If you carry credit card balances and you're not paying the balance in full each month, and you don't know how much you will be paying, set up automatic bill pay from your bank account to the creditor to pay at least the minimum payment each month. That way you're never late. It's horrible to have your score drop 30, 40, 50 points due to a missed $27 credit card payment. Number 2, use credit cards for needs and not wants. It's easy to overspend when using credit cards, so try to use credit card for necessary purchases rather than wants. This can help you avoid accumulating debt that can be difficult to pay off and paying unnecessary interest. Do you know why when you go pay for your items in certain stores, they ask you if you want to apply for a store credit card and receive 5-10% off your purchase that day? They know the majority of the people when that credit card bill comes, they're not going to pay the balance in full. So now the store earns interest. They will make more off the interest you pay on the credit card balances than the $100 purchase you did that day if you paid cash. Part of building an efficient and effective budget and having line item allocations for things is so that the funds are there to pay for the items. When working with my clients and creating their budget, there's always a process where we flip everything to be paid by credit cards, except for other debt, because you can't do that. And the money is already allocated with automatic payments set up to pay the credit card balances off in full each month. It's a process. Trust me, it's a process to set it up. But when you do, it's super effective. Number 3, use rewards and benefits. Many credit cards offer rewards, cashback, and other benefits. Use these perks to your advantage, but make sure the benefits outweigh any of the fees or high interest rates if you're going to be carrying a balance associated with that card. You know, I'm not a fan of store credit cards, except for stores like Home Depot, Lowe's, or Menards. Typically, the rates of store cards are higher than Visa, MasterCard, Discover, or American Express. That's why I'm not a fan. And if an emergency comes up, you can go use that store credit card. If your hot water tank goes out and you need another one, you can go to Vicky's Secret, use that card to purchase another hot water tank. Just like every dollar you earn should have a job, so should every credit card. Decide the use for each card based off the rewards and the benefits. Changes are coming, but the practices that you start today will work for today and after the upcoming changes. Start redefining your financial relationship, and I'm telling you, it will change your life forever. Let's talk about my favorite things. My favorite thing today is my credit coaching, right? So, my credit coaching, how to use it effectively, how to restore and build it, how to manage debt, how to build credit for your children, how to use credit cards effectively and other credit effectively, how to pay off debt, credit therapy, so much more. Listen, if you are not sure on what you need to do, schedule a consultation and let's talk about it. You may not need or want the whole coaching, one on one coaching. Just schedule a consultation. It's one conversation to get some answers and direction for you specifically, for your situation specifically. Don't try to figure it out by yourself. It's like you're trying to figure out what's wrong with your brand new car or trying to figure out what exactly is causing the pain in your chest. You're going to go back to the dealer or to a mechanic to see what's wrong with your car, and you're going to go see a cardiologist to see what's wrong with that pain in your chest. The consultation links are below. Don't get stuck and try to figure it out by yourself. That's where a lot of times people make things worse when they think they're trying to make things better. Things to do. Life is about elevation. It's a journey. And everything is a journey. When you talk about credit cards specifically, either paying down debt, and I'm not really advising my clients to do that right now or in workshops because over 75% of people in the US are living paycheck to paycheck, so they don't even have extra money to pay down credit card debt. But also because of all of the things that I know are coming, I'm not advising people to pay off their credit debt unless it's going to help their overall situation for how they're operating today. So life is about elevation. It's the journey, improving your credit, cleaning your credit, building better credit. It's a journey and it takes time. We live in this microwave society where we don't want to take time. We want things to happen right then. And that's a process that doesn't happen right then just by the nature of the cycles, the billing cycles and 30 days and all of those things doesn't happen. It's a process and it's a journey, just like this journey in life, one step at a time so that you get the most out of it, right? One step at a time. So going back to my initial question, if if all of your debt was wiped clear, If you still don't know and learn how to use credit in general effectively, even if all your debt was wiped clear, you're going to wind up back in the same situation. So this is also part of learning the process, learning how to use credit effectively so that you don't wind up with a bunch of debt, you don't wind up paying a bunch of interest, but also so that you can teach your children and the generations that follow you. Small steps. When you break it down into small steps, you do the small steps, you look back, you healed, you've corrected your credit, you've built your credit, you've learned how to use it effectively, you've climbed a mountain, right? So, what are these next steps? Set up bill pay. Like bill pay is such a it's such a great tool. Now, you ultimately get to determine how you're going to use the bill pay. But here's what happens and why I like the automatic process surrounding bill pay. And again, you setting up bill pay on from your bank account to send money to your creditors or to the bills that you're paying, right? You have more control. A lot of times up until even if it's been sent, sometimes you have a cutoff during the day, maybe 3 o'clock, where if you needed to cancel that payment that was being sent, you still have the ability to do that. You don't always have the ability to do those sort of things when the creditor is coming into your account and pulling from your account. You may have an emergency that comes up. You may have to say, you know what, I need this cash. I need not to send this payment today. I need to wait until I get paid next week because something came up and you need to change the payment, either the payment amount, you were going to pay it off in full on a credit card, but oh my God, something came up. I only need to pay this minimum payment, right? You have more control when it's coming out of your own account. Secondly, it's technology and things happen. I remember someone who had, it was for a car payment. I think it was either car payment or car insurance. And it was that creditor was coming into their bank account and pulling the payment. And something happened on that creditor's end where they came into that person's credit bank account and pulled several payments, like all in the same day or back to back. And at some point there then was no money left in the account. And so now they were getting charged with overdraft fee, overdraft fee, overdraft fee. And it took a while for her to get that fixed, but also all of that money was gone because they didn't put the money back immediately. It was a process, right? So set up bill pay. So that's why I'm just not a fan of somebody coming into your account to pull your money out of that account. You don't have control over that. So set up bill pay so that your bills are paid by the due date. If it's going electronic, it'll tell you when you go in and set it up. I'm paying this bill is due on the 3rd of the month. It will tell you when that payment will arrive electronically. If they have to mail a check, they'll let you know that too. But most creditors, you can send it electronically. And remembering that how you pay your credit history is 35% of your credit score. You want to make sure that those bills are being paid on time. Now, you hear all of these things on social media. Here's a credit hack. And they talk about all of these dates and all of these things, right? But specifically around due date and you're building credit. If you are consistently using your credit and paying it off, and if you're paying it off, paying that balance on the due date or paying it off in full on that due date, that's going to work. You don't need the hacks. Just pay your bill on time. You know what I mean? You don't need all of those hacks. Like I don't use all of those different hacks. It just pays it on time. Score continuously just stays close to 800, right? So it's not, don't overthink that process and get all confused by all of these things. Just pay your bill on time. Setting up bill pay allows you to do that. Here's the other thing. We get so busy, and I've heard the stories. People who've had really, really great credit. Doggone it, I was on vacation and I missed my car payment. So it's those sort of things that it keeps you from having the mistake because you can't call the creditor and be like, listen, y'all, I was on vacation and I forgot to pay my credit my car payment or whatever the payment is. Can y'all reverse that late fee and update that credit report so I don't get that 30, 40, 50 point hit? That's not happening, right? So set up bill pay, use it. I'm telling you, it will make your life a whole lot easier. The second thing is look at your debt specifically. Look at your debt and even more specifically, credit card purchases. Look at your debt. Like I always say, you got to look at your stuff. You got to examine it. You got to face it. Like what's happening with it? Like, do you have a whole lot of debt? And credit cards, are you carrying balances? And if you're carrying balances, what are you using the credit cards for? Now, I know a lot of people, because of what everything that's happening in the economy and the price and inflation and all of that crap, prices are so high. People are carrying credit card debt. We got 1.8 trillion in credit card debt collectively across the country. So I understand part of the reason why people are carrying credit card debt, because they're using their cars to buy groceries and other, household toiletries and things like that to just simply live. I'm not even talking about the people that are going out and buying more clothes. Some people are using it because they need the bridge, because they're living paycheck to paycheck. They were living paycheck to paycheck before, and now the prices are going through the roof. They need to use those cards as a filler. I get that point. But also, the question remains, are you just shopping for more things that you really don't need and carrying a balance and now paying interest on all of those things? Why are you using your credit cards, and is there a balance, and why are you carrying a balance? So I talked to a lady the other day, did a consultation for her, and we're going to start just some overall financial coaching in March, next month. But she said she had just did a debt consolidation loan, paid off her credit cards, right? So now you got new debt, just a debt consolidation loan. You got new debt, paid off your credit cards. Well, now she has balances on those credit cards again. And she said they're not maxed out, but she's still carrying balances on those credit cards. And I said, okay, so now you paid off the initial debt. You got a new loan over here that you're paying interest on. And now you're carrying balances again on these credit cards, and where they're not maxed out. So that's good. But the pattern is showing because you're carrying balances. So now you're paying interest on that, and then you're going to have that debt as well. And this is also someone who works a full-time job, but started driving or drives, I don't know, Lyft, Uber, one of those things, but drives because, and I asked her, I said, are you driving Uber or Lyft or whatever it was for extra income to stack, to travel, to do those other things, experiences in life? Or are you now driving because you need to maintain? And she was like, no, I'm driving because I need to maintain. I need to pay the bills. And I said, okay, why are you shopping so much? And she was like, it's crazy because she said she has all of her closets are full of clothes. And she has 2 or 3 clothes racks in her basement full of clothes. She says she can't even wear all of her clothes. And she's in education. So, and she was like, oh, kids used to always say, she was one of the best dressed. And she was like, now she doesn't even wear half of those clothes. But yet she still goes to shop and buy more clothes. And I said, well, why do you think that is? Because you have all the clothes. You just said you're not even wearing them. Why are you continuing to shop and buy more clothes? And she said, Crystal, I think it goes back to high school. She said, trying to be, the cool kid in trying to wear, and we're a little older, so there weren't uniforms back then. And she said she thinks it just stemmed from that. And she always, wanted to make sure she had, the clothes and the things and trying to fit in and do all of that. And she said she really thinks it stems from that. And I, of course, congratulated her on that. And I said, that's a huge thing, because remember, our financial relationship, unless you've redefined it for your benefit, it was created and defined by outside sources. going back to high school, right? So go back and look at your credit card purchases specifically and figure out, why are you using them? Why are you using them? Either way, I'm going to tell you, we got to get you into an efficient and effective budget. But go back and look at why you're using your credit cards. What are you using them for? And is it helping you in the way that you ultimately want to live your life? Or is it just adding more debt, stress, and worry? So look at your debt, specifically your credit card purchases. Number 3 on next steps, make a decision. That's going to be number 3 for a lot of these trainings. Make a decision. Schedule a consultation with me and let's talk about it. Take a look at what it is you're doing and where you want to be. And is the current path that you're on going to help you live the life that you want? Or are you going to have to continue working? That lady that I talked about with the high school and then all of the clothes, one of the things she said, she was talking to, I don't know, the advisor and looking at, because I guess she has enough years to retire. But she was like, she doesn't know if she can. And I know, just based off what she told me, she's not going to be able to retire because she doesn't have an efficient and effective budget. So make a decision. What do you want to do? Again, call me. I'm really good at what I do. But even if it's not me, somebody that can help you figure out what you need to do first, right? Because a lot of times, and I hear it and I see it time and time and time again, people think, well, let me fix it before I go talk to somebody, or I can fix it myself based off the whatever they heard or their coworker told them or something that doesn't even apply to them. Remember, it's not a cookie cutter answer for everybody. Make a decision. So if not with me, with somebody else, but schedule a consultation with me. The consultation links are in the description, but let's talk about it. And we're in tax time, and I did a training on, and will continue to do some trainings on tax refund strategies, right? Don't just go pay off your credit card debt with your tax refund. If that's what you were thinking, don't do it. Let's have a conversation about it first. Okay. Whatever you do, don't do the same thing you've done in previous years and expect something different. Don't be in the same place 6 months from now. Don't try to figure it out for yourself. It's time to level up and improve your financial relationship so you can live the life that you desire and not the one that you get after paying bills. If this information has been healthy, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn notifications on so you don't miss a training, and share these trainings with someone else. Tell them about it. Put them on to this information. I mean, it's priceless. I'm giving it out for free because it's something that I'm super passionate about. Also, if you're in need of personal strategy or business strategy, let's talk about it. The consultation links are in the description below. As we wrap up for today, remember, always give yourself some grace. Keep striving for your next level. Keep striving for your next level. Every day that you are given another day to walk this earth, keep striving for your next level and never give up on you. Invest in you, and I promise you, it is the best investment you will ever make. Talk to you next time. See you later. Peace. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Be sure to join me for the private online Q&A immediately following. The link is in the description. And if you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn notifications on so you never miss this opportunity. Thank you again, and I will see you